Nobody is going to tell you this, so we will. The two things quietly destroying your progress aren't laziness or lack of talent. They're the two habits society has dressed up as self-care and reward, sleep and pleasure. Not in their healthy forms, but in their excessive, comfort-addicted, progress-killing forms. While you're hitting snooze for the fourth time or scrolling through another 3 hours of content that makes you feel good but builds you nothing, your potential is sitting in a corner gathering dust. We've been sold the idea that rest is always productive and pleasure is always deserved. But there is a version of both that isn't recovery, it's retreat. And retreat, done long enough, becomes a lifestyle. If that hits close to home, stay with us, because today we're telling the story of Ashleen, a woman who had every tool she needed to build the life she wanted, and nearly slept and scrolled her way past all of it. And if you want more stories like this one, subscribe, because stories like this one don't just inspire, they rewire. Ashleen was 29 and genuinely talented. She had ideas that could fill a room, a creative mind that her friends openly envied, and a journal packed with plans she had written and rewritten so many times the pages had started to wrinkle. She wanted to launch her own brand. She had the vision. She had the skills. She even had the time. What she also had was a bed she couldn't leave before 10 and a phone she couldn't put down before 2 in the morning. It didn't look like a problem from the outside. She wasn't failing dramatically. She was just comfortable. She told herself she was tired from the week. She told herself the weekend was for recharging. She told herself one more episode, one more video, one more hour of doing absolutely nothing was what she needed to finally feel ready. Ready never came. The mornings she slept through were the same mornings she had promised herself she would write, build, create. The evenings she surrendered to mindless entertainment were the same evenings she had planned to learn, to study, to move the needle even slightly forward. And slowly, almost invisibly, months stacked on top of months like unpaid debt. Ashleen wasn't lazy at her core. She was escaping. Excessive sleep had become her hiding place, a warm, consequence-free room where nothing was required of her and no dream could fail because none had been attempted. Pleasure had become her sedative, not genuine rest that refueled her, but a numbing routine that kept her just satisfied enough to tolerate standing still. The wake-up call didn't come from a mentor or a crisis. It came on a quiet Sunday afternoon when Ashleen opened her journal, looked at a goal she had written 18 months earlier, and realized she hadn't moved a single inch toward it. Not because the world had stopped her, because she had stopped herself one comfortable morning and one effortless evening at a time. She closed the journal, put her phone face down on the table, and sat with the discomfort of that truth for a long time. Then she made one decision, not to overhaul her entire life overnight. Just one decision to make the first hour of her morning non-negotiable. No phone, no snooze, 1 hour that belonged entirely to the version of herself she kept promising to become. That 1 hour cracked everything open. Within weeks, the journal entries stopped being plans and started being progress reports. The brand she had been dreaming about for 2 years had a name, a logo, and its first 3 clients within 6 months. The ideas that had been drowning in comfort finally had somewhere to go. Ashleen didn't become a different person. She just stopped letting her best hours be consumed by habits that were never building her anything. Excessive sleep and lazy comfort are not villains that announce themselves. They arrive quietly, wrapped in the language of self-care, wearing the face of something you deserve. And they are patient. They will wait as long as you let them. But here is what they will never tell you: every hour you spend in retreat is an hour your potential spends waiting. And potential, left waiting long enough, eventually stops knocking. Ashleen heard the knock just in time. The life you want is not going to be built in the extra hour of sleep you didn't need or the content that entertained you but changed nothing. It will be built in the uncomfortable, unglamorous, early hours that you choose to show up for, before you feel ready, before it feels easy, before the world gives you a reason to. The only question is whether you're going to get up. If this story moved you, subscribe and share it with someone who needs to hear it today.